162. Welcome to the motherfucking episode.
No
162.
motherfucking episode.
Oh, fuck you.
162.
The fuck you episode. We already did that, didn't we?
It's gonna get limited ads anyway.
62 is
But you can bleep it out.
Isn't that what Mark McGuire had to get to beat Roger Maris?
That is correct.
And if they really let Mark McGuire do what he wanted, 162 would be the number to catch right now.
There should, I know it's been said a million times, but there should be a league where they are allowed to juice.
I loved the juice off of that year.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
The fucking Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa juice off year was so fun.
It was the best year ever.
Dude,
Fox. Like, what do I give a shit? Like, Mark McGuire, he's gonna die early and he's not gonna get to spend time with his grandkids. Good.
They were cutting away from shows to go to the fucking game to be like, here it is, here's history.
It is funny, like, they didn't care about Barry Bonds doing it at all.
I understand it for, like, contact sports, right? Like, if you're, like, doing MMA and one guy's juicing and the other isn't, like, the juicer has, like, this huge advantage where people are, like, getting hurt. Or even, like, football or rock. But if it's fucking big, who gives a fuck? Let's just see some dingers.
Here's my thing. Any sport where you can risk fucking your brain up so bad that you'll be sitting in your pickup truck later when you're retired and 55 years old and shoot yourself in the head for no reason at all, like Junior Seau, you're allowed to do whatever you want to your body before that for our entertainment.
Yep.
Yeah, they should be able to be high, too.
They are. Dude, NHL players are on opiates all the time because they need to be. Like, they're fucking on painkillers. They get
so are NFL players.
I'm sure they all do. I just remember that one dude I had, the former NHL player patient I had. That was just everyone is on handfuls of stuff all the time.
They arrive at the facility and they're just given like just a plethora of pills.
And it makes sense when you find out what sort of injury some of these guys have when it comes to like down the stretch type parts of the season. Mm-hmm. When you find out some guy's been skating on an ankle that's ready to come apart where it's hooked to his foot, you're like, oh, it's not great.
And they should be able to do that.
Yeah.
They should be able to be on pills the whole time they're playing hockey.
That's kind of why baseball is the funniest sport. Because guys get hurt, like, picking up a suitcase, and they just go on the IL for, like, 70 days. Strain my back.
Hey, how cool was it when baseball players were smoking cigs? That's so cool. Well,
because they also...
No, it was cool when they were dipping and spitting everywhere. It was so uncouth.
They also, in, like...
Not enough.
I think in, like, 60s, 70s or whatever, they what they called greenies, which was just speed. I think that they mixed, like, speed with, like, coffee. Woo. And, like, that was just their way of getting amphetamines and, like, just being...
That's so
just
awesome.
Absolutely jacked up 24/7.
You could get it at the pharmacy, like Dexedrine.
Yeah, now.
That's how the early Beatles were so fast when they played. Because they would be on Dexedrine. You could just get as much as you wanted, and stuff worked faster back then.
That's what the song Help
People were
was
more
about.
punctual.
They didn't know what was going on. Help!
Yeah, back in the day.
Psychosis.
You guys hear the new Beatles song?
Yeah.
You hear about that?
Yeah, we talked about it on Fortune Kid. It's very underwhelming.
It is, yeah.
The funniest thing I saw about it was a quote tweet that was just, like, it was a screenshot of the music video where it has, like, George and John, obviously, it's like they're it's like a hologram, basically. Mm-hmm. And then Paul and Ringo are obviously there in person. And, the quote tweet was the fucking end of Happy Gilmore when it's the Gator and Abe Lincoln and Chubbs waving.
Well, did you hear what they who helped them get this like actualized was Peter Jackson.
Peter Griffin.
Really? The Lord of the Rings.
The Lord of the Rings, because he did that documentary or whatever, and he was like, hey, check out this AI shit. We can get Lennon's vocals all by itself. And they're like, oh, fuck, let's lay down a track.
But it doesn't even sound good. It would be one thing if they made it sound really good with AI, but it still sounds like shit.
You guys remember that dumb thing?
And it's an unfinished song.
For Lord of the Rings, search LOTR the Ring, Loader the Ring. Like
Loader the Ring.
People typing like that, it's so fucking like dumbass stoner. I'm gonna chill and watch Loader the Ring later.
Loader the Ring extended.
Lord of the Ring, Return of the Ring. Lord of the Ring, Return the Ring. So the guy thinks it's called
ring.
Lord of the Rings, Return the Ring.
You guys ever read A Song of Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Game of Thrones series,
Jar
the full
Jar Martin.
series.
Yeah, from the TV.
Yeah, by Jar Jar Martin, by Jorge R.R. Martinez.
Yeah. Jar Jar Martin, Jar Jar Tolkien.
Jar Jar Tolkien.
No, it's Jar Jar Martin and Jar Jar Well.
And Jar Jar Abrams.
Jar Jar Well.
Jar Jar Well wrote 1984.
Jar Jar Well.
Such a common name. Do you know what's a really fucking common name? Hold on. I gotta look up this guy's name
Muhammad?
again.
Oh, that's who.
I still don't know what race Jar Jar was.
Dude.
Gungan.
No, I saw it today. You know the great group When in Rome. They did the song from Napoleon Dynamite, The Promise. It's like a synth pop band.
Mm-hmm.
Their vocalist is named Clive Farrington. Like a fucking Simpsons British guy name. Clive Farrington.
That's posh.
Yeah, quite.
That's a bit posh for my taste.
Quite posh.
You don't like it? I think that's a nice name, Clive.
I also-
Clive Owen.
I'm a
I also
working class
said on-
British guy.
I said this morning on stream that my Jezza type name, if I was Clive, would be Klizza.
Glizza. Also in Wu-Tang, that would be my name. Glizza.
Well, that's one and the same.
Oh, it's short for Clit Rizza.
Oh.
And Rizza looks over. What?
Hey, you guys found your Wu-Tang name. It's the name of your first pet in the street you grew up on.
My Wu-Tang name is Childish Gambino.
Oh. Childlike Gambino.
That's right.
Yep.
I'm gonna be
Childlike Gambino. That's it.
PNG Mafia.
I like
Oh, that's
that.
cool. It's better quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, it doesn't have artifacting.
Yeah.
Transparency is better.
Fuck.
Get it?
You don't want to scare the hoes, though. That music is really scary to women.
To hop on Tom's joke, I just say different file extension in Mafia. And everybody laughs harder.
MP4 Mafia. Like, I got video.
Everybody fucking laughs harder. They're all wheezing. Good one, Michael.
I always play Death Grips in the car with my mom, and she
Ooh.
gives me a dirty look because I smell. And she says, go take a shower.
I was bored of Death Grips. I watched Family Guy on my phone. A bunch of people filmed me.
That shit's awesome. People going to that show and then expecting there not to be 4chan bullshit. Where do you think you are? Why don't you go to a normal band's show then? All these people pretending they didn't hear about it from 4chan.
They should tour under a different name and only post about it on like their Instagram.
Yeah, that would be the real punk thing to do.
I mean, their real fans would still go, and the 4chan people wouldn't. It'd be off their radar more.
I don't know. Like, I don't care what happens at a concert as long as it's legal. And it's
Yeah, who gives a
no
shit?
one's getting hurt. Then what do I care?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna
know.
sit there and really care about a bunch of kids trying to get on the front page of
Yeah,
Reddit
right.
by watching Family Guy. Because I mean, people are holding their phones up at a Death Grip show no matter what. Like you're gonna be seeing a bunch of
Or
phone
at any
screens.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think the worst thing would be if you're doing that and you think it's a funny thing to do, but then you look around and see like 15 other people doing it. I'd be like,
Right.
I'm gonna stop
Yeah.
this behavior.
I would hope those
I would
people are
just-
in high
I
school.
would totally outdouche myself and be quiet for the rest of the night.
You watch you're watching Family Guy on two phones. In the same episode.
It's like going to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and there are 100 other people trying to do the photo where you push it over.
Yeah.
I love that where you can see the picture of them at like they're all at different angles and it just looks like they're pushing nothing. That's great.
At
Fucking
Tool,
really good bit.
there were signs everywhere and extra security to make sure that people didn't have their phones out. You weren't allowed to fucking record it or take any photos. And if you did, someone would come and take a flashlight and fucking shine it in your face. And
That'd be such a boring job being phone cop.
yeah, I thought it was cool. I fucking hate the goddamn cell phone holder uppers at shows. Cause
Yeah, it is stupid.
it sounds like fucking dog shit. You're recording from your Samsung Galaxy or iPhone or whatever. No
Yeah.
one wants
If
to
that's on your
fucking listen
Instagram
to it
story,
on your
I'm not
Instagram
watching
story.
that.
No,
Yeah.
take a photo and then put it away. You're fine.
I'm gonna be Maynard talking about it. I will not be a GIF, so please put your phones away.
And then for their last song, he's like, "Hey, since you guys have been such a good audience, you can take your fucking phones out now if you want."
That's
and he
pretty
like
cool.
lets you take film like the last song or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's
he,
like a teacher.
no, but he was
He does
like,
look like one.
what did he say? Oh yeah, but if I see the fucking flash, I'm gonna come down and kick you in your vagina. And if you don't have a vagina, I'm gonna install one and then kick you in it.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, he's trans positive. That's nice.
Well, he's also, but like saying he's only going to hurt women.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit
well, you got to take
misogynist,
the bad
but-
with the good.
Hey,
I
the
think, you know,
band's name is Tool, not Nice Guy.
See, for me personally, I would say if you have the flash on, I'm going to kick you in the dick. And if you don't have one, I'm going to install a dick on you. Therefore,
Let's say
I'm not
kick you in
beating
your asshole.
okay.
Put my boot up your
I
ass.
say I'm gonna come down there and kill you. That's so much
That
fun.
works, yeah.
So much funnier.
I'm going to kill all of you. I see
Yeah,
one
I
flash.
would pull out a gun,
I'm
I think,
starting
and
a
say,
fire on this
if I see a flash, you're going to see a flash of this muzzle, my friend.
Fuck.
I have this whole thing rigged with TNT. I have flaming red barrels everywhere
I'm
of my
kill
wine.
myself and
My
all of
wine.
you.
my wine. I plant barrels in my wine, and they're red to shoot at.
Yeah. If I see any flash, I'm gonna shoot it where the flash is coming from, like it's a sniper's glint.
They used to have those everywhere in old days.
What, phones?
No, olden days, red barrels.
Oh,
no, red barrels that you could shoot at. Like they would have them at every military base, right in the middle of a bunch of guys all the time.
Well,
That's
you know
so
what?
stupid.
You know what took them away?
What?
That's right. Woke.
Oh yeah, they're probably electric
Not
now.
again.
They replaced them with batteries.
Yeah, replaced them with rainbow barrels.
Oh.
Ooh. Yep.
Have you ever noticed that modern oil, if you pour it on the ground, you see a rainbow?
Oh my god.
I don't remember that in the 40s.
The agenda.
Seems a little gay to me. Maybe some gay guy was putting cum in the oil at the factory. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Saudi Arabia. I don't know what they do over there.
Being like, oh, I think you gave me the gay oil, dude. I need
Look at this. This is defective.
Coca-Cola's at it again. Fuck. Who was the rapper that was scared of the AIDS being in the Coca-Cola?
I don't remember.
I forget which one.
Probably
This is like
Immortal
2004.
Technique.
Maybe that sounds about right. It was like 2014 or 15, I think, on Twitter. I can't remember now. Though.
B.O.B.
It might have been. It might have been Ja Rule, to be honest.
Could have been.
I know B.O.B. was a
flat
earther.
earther. Yeah.
Maybe like Wiz Khalifa. It could be a lot of people.
It might have been Plies, but he deleted it.
Oh, okay.
Plies had a really funny tweet the other day about telling the lady at the Waffle House to turn on Fox News, and he said she was shocked and said, "You don't look like you watched Fox News." And he said, "I just got to see what the wackos are saying sometimes." It's really funny to turn on Fox News while you're eating breakfast.
Well, it's like they're going to the doctor's office. You know, it's a comforting thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's meant to lull you into sleep so you can die.
I used to get Burger King breakfast on the way to work, so it was like the only thing on the way to work, and it wasn't that bad at the time. This is like 15 years ago.
I'll say
the only thing ever on TV was Imus.
Nice.
The Burger King breakfast, they have the croissant sandwich, and it's not too bad.
Never tried
Donimus, or as I call him, Donimus.
Donimus. Doing a Gregorian chant like that.
Just doing Ameno with Donimus. Beautiful. We love it.
What happened to him?
I fucked him to death in his asshole.
Howard Stern had him killed.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, Don Imus. I bent him over. I made him my bitch.
Howard Stern lapped him like
until he
career-wise.
Yeah.
Howard Stern lapped him career-wise like by a billion. And he was still so fucking worried about whatever Don Imus thought about whatever he was doing.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
It was like his first rival.
People say now Howard turned into Don Imus, which doesn't make sense. They just mean he sold out. But Don Imus, like, Howard Stern says the N-word less.
Yeah.
Don Imus started saying it more.
Howard Stern, and I mean, we watched the video before, but he turned soy in 2018 and stopped being mean to all of his guests. That's why the good clips stopped way before then. I talked about it before. He regrets a lot of the things he said and did in interviews where he was super harsh on people or just sprung really fucking fucked up questions on them, like out of nowhere, especially after agreeing that they wouldn't.
Yeah, it was a different time. He's also like super COVID paranoid now. He's like Taylor Lorenz level.
So his life hasn't changed.
He hasn't been in the studio in like 4 years.
He's still fucking...
I mean, hey, neither one of them has died of COVID yet. So.
He wanted that years ago, though. I mean, he was basically a shut-in before that for so long.
Yeah, he's like me. I want to be at home.
Yeah.
Well, it's you joke, but like, you know, long COVID, it's real. My long COVID has grown to 200 feet now.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Where does it come out?
Everywhere.
Your nose?
Man.
It's like a really long stringy booger.
So it's
You've got it rolled up on one of those hose things next to your desk. Every time a little bit comes out, you roll it more.
It's basically out of every orifice, and I just sort of like tie it off and roll it up and tie it off.
Oh, nice.
I kind of keep it with me. And so, like, I do my best to keep it out of my nose and my ears and my mouth, but like, so my penis and my asshole, like, well, I mean, I can hide it better, right?
There's a new string of COVID that's been kicking people's asses.
Yeah. I got the COVID vaccine, and it kicked my ass for a day. That was pretty rough.
Yeah, it turned you gay.
I've got 3 strings of COVID coming out of me, and I'm braiding them together.
I know somebody who just had COVID for like 10 days. They were still testing positive and feeling like shit the entire time instead of being asymptomatic and testing positive.
Yeah.
Damn.
Really shitty.
That's some shit.
So it's
I heard
it's a
kids
rough
were
one.
spreading COVID at the Death Grip show in the pit.
Ooh.
They all tested positive, and they were coughing and sneezing on people. This is a real rumor.
They were eating bats.
What I don't get.
Oh shit!
I know none of us are doctors, right? And none of us are scientists legally. But how come we still call it COVID-19, but it's 2023. Shouldn't we have updated that by now?
First of all,
because COVID came out in 2019.
Chet's a trixologist, first of all.
Oh, okay.
This teaches weed tricks.
Can't
tell you anything about this strain, but I will show you how to roll it into this. Just kidding.
I think the new COVID should make you nut when they make a new one.
Oh,
it should make people nut instead of sneeze.
When they make a new one. Instead of making your sense of smell go away, it should make your farts not smell like anything to you, but to everyone else, they smell like the rankest shit.
That kind of suck.
I would like that. Haven't you ever had that where you like have a silent fart and you think, oh man, that's like I'm fine.
Or what if the next
everyone's
COVID,
like,
what if the next COVID did nothing but make your boogers stink like ass spray?
Farts.
Fart juice.
Just like trying to scrape them out of your nose. Oh,
every time you sneeze, it's like fucking fart spray coming out of your nose. It just burns and stinks.
and they're brown.
A bunch of guys who all look the same, just like crying as they have to clean off their booger wall. This is the worst thing to happen to Southern Ohio in years.
Oh, your fart sneeze is turning your teeth yellow like a beaver. So gross.
That makes them stronger.
You get COVID and you burp farts.
Oh, man, I hate having stomach viruses where you burp farts because that's literally what's happening.
What an intelligent
whenever you have an
conversation.
egg burp, that's what that is. It's a fucking fart coming out the wrong hole.
I would love to have a fistula where poop came out of my penis. That's one thing I've always wanted.
Like a Play-Doh spaghetti machine.
It's so funny to just sit here, be like, "What if COVID made you shit?"
I know. This is like
what if I took a turd and put it in my penis?
This is like if Justin Lingle was in a foxhole.
Because of COVID.
Fuck, man. Sitting in a foxhole with Justin Lingle, hearing the shelling going around you. And he's like, "What if the next COVID makes farts come out of here?"
As soon as the shelling stops, you just hear like a little slapping noise. You're like, Lingle, knock it off.
What if you made boogers out of your belly button?
Well, what if you, when you got COVID, you had to shit your teeth. Shut up,
Oh,
Lingle,
no.
God damn it.
What if you got COVID and you had to be badass? Like it made you be badass.
Had to be.
Yeah, like you had to get a really cool car and like act cool and like kick stuff when you come into a room. That's what I think the next COVID should be. It should make you badass, and I think it's going to come from eating a marmot.
I remember in 2020 when COVID first came out and everybody was wearing masks, right? Yeah, everybody was just masked up, being super careful. Not my grandma. She's badass. She walked around with her guns, firing them off, and she stole a bunch of treasure. Yep, my grandma's Lara Croft.
Ooh.
Oh wow, that's cool. Does she have pointy tits?
Yep, she has pointy tits, and that's the good one. And I have tons of.
Oh, that's awesome. Your dad must have loved
She's got the
breastfeeding.
good big ones.
The good big ones, not the little ones
original
they
ones.
made.
The big good ones. Speaking of that,
I love Tomb Raider.
Speaking of that universe, can we talk about how Melanie Mack got freaking pwned by MILF porn star Brandy Love last night in front of Gavin McGinnis and Ann Coulter?
It's funny seeing Melanie try to do stuff that's completely out of her wheelhouse. Like she doesn't have the capacity to do this this live stream drama stuff because she's like, you should read the Bible. Has anyone read the Bible? And then she leaves the call.
Yeah, she left the call, and after she left, that Keanu comedian girl was like, Melanie, you know, she's a good friend of mine. She knows that. But she's lying to herself. She thinks these little fans of hers aren't whacking off while she's reading the Bible. And it's so true. It's one of the funniest clips I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, in regards
it's so
to
dumb of her to be
dumbass bitch.
anti-sex work. Because that's what she's doing. It's just like a step before sex work where she's like, she's playing the role of the teenage girl that Mocktack would like to abduct on the street.
Gavin McGinnis was he had like a really bad camera and he was shirtless and just kept smoking a cigar and drinking whatever. And he looked like he was in a foggy basement, like a 4chaner. It was so weird.
Yeah, I think it's part of the compound. That's what I assume it is. It's like the compound for Compound Media.
He looks really good, as you'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's been
he's like
great
58.
So long, man. Gavin
and Ann Coulter is there.
Wow.
Oh,
that's where Ann Coulter is now because she turned on Trump and they won't let her go on Fox News anymore.
There was another. Oh yeah, Alex Stein, the guy that called AOC a hot mamacita or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Dude.
I guess he's super anti-sex work, but he lives with Bubba the Love Sponge.
Well,
Oh
hey,
God.
listen. You know what? To
yeah,
be
like
fair,
he's. I think he's the guy who takes care of the goats at the
Okay.
Bubba the Love
Oh,
Sponge
so many
compound.
worlds are
I'm
gonna
not making a
collide.
joke.
if I was roommates with Bubba the Love Sponge, I would also be against sex work because that you're just not sleeping at night.
True.
Well, it's not work. He just pimps out his wife for free to his friends.
I guess that's true.
I would eat like a pig like 30 minutes ago. I couldn't.
But I guess that's
wouldn't be able
cool.
to believe it.
You can see that guy was like a failed shock jock type.
Mm-hmm.
These people are all failed one thing or another. Like Chrissy Mayer's a failed comedian.
Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
He tried to be like I'm gonna go to Target and tuck my penis and make videos about it. No one cared.
He's too little.
Okay. Yep. And a bunch of people said his tuck job was bad. So
yeah, but that guy was attacking some 50-year-old OnlyFans woman who's on these Christian streams, and then Melanie jumped in and then left the call, and I think Alex Stein got kicked from the call. Just very awkward to see these people interacting with each other. Like, she is just not ready for prime time. She's stupid.
No, she never was.
What were they doing a big meetup for? Like, what was the occasion? Like, why was Melanie there?
Chrissy's 100th stream.
Woo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's, I guess, friends with Chrissy.
Yeah, she went to their that was the wedding she went to where she like caught the flowers.
Okay, yeah,
it was literally a panel of wow, they're still alive. That person's still alive. Oh,
they all just they leaked all over the basement.
Yeah.
Her AR-15 was fucking losing his shit last night. You could tell he was mad. He's like, I've come to Brandy Love so many times. They're being so mean to her.
Then he turned on it. Then now they're pro Melanie because they see a meek woman who needs help, and they rush in to exploit her. Like, that's their impulse. Like a missing teenage girl taking them into her house and not telling anybody.
It's called post-nut clarity.
Yeah, actually true.
He got all worked up and then worked one out and then said, well, actually...
AR-15's the kind of guy where he's like, oh, Brandy Love's like 50. She'll probably marry me if I ask her.
I'm young.
Yeah. Well, she is married.
I'm a hot young... Yeah, of course. She's like super successful.
Yeah.
And she's definitely... Melanie Mac being like, you're going to hell. I can't even do her voice so well.
Yeah, it's hard to do her voice.
Oh.
You're going to hell.
Wait, do we have like a sound drop of just nails on a chalkboard?
Yeah, that'll work. Edit that in later. It'll be the same thing.
Yeah. That's the Melanie Mac. That's every time I hear her voice is just god awful.
Really,
but you know what?
Really nice.
I agree with all of her beliefs, and I am subscribed to 100 of her channels.
I hadn't checked in on Steven TV for a while. Got a couple of notes here.
Mm-hmm.
First one, he has already decorated his profile picture and cover photo for Christmas. There's a
naturally
manger scene and a Frosty the Snowman and some elves and a Christmas tree and Santa Claus, as well as, of course, Batman and
he's
and
one
Superman
of the most organized neats in the world.
Fucking very disrespectful. It's before Remembrance Day. That's a big thing. Do you guys have that for Memorial Day? I guess you guys have Thanksgiving.
Memorial Day is in May, I think.
Yeah. What's the other one? Veterans Day?
No,
What's the one on the 11th?
Day is coming up.
We have psychos here that are literally November 1st tree up people, though.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's like a really big thing here to, like...
Wait till after that?
Get on a high horse and say, well, I'm not putting my Christmas stuff up until after November 11th out of respect for our veterans and troops.
That's weird.
Like, okay, man.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
No, like there's like someone I used to work with at the gym did like one of those like engagement Instagram stories being like, what time of year do you put up your tree? And they posted like 16 replies that they got, and probably half of them were like November 12th, after Remembrance Day. It's like, I think it's maybe like a uniquely Canadian thing. But
that's weird though. I haven't heard of that. That's cool.
Fuck Remembrance Day.
I'm gonna lie about that now and just say that I'm not putting my stuff up till after Remembrance Day. Like, what?
I don't put my tree up ever for veterans.
The World War I troops are going to be really pissed off if you get into the Yuletide cheer a couple days early.
That's true. Gonna
and
be
fuck
haunted.
my poppy too. I will never wear my poppy.
Don't fucking say that.
I put my poppy in the toilet.
Don't put your poppy in the fucking toilet, dude. That
all
is
those
so
British World War I guys, they would have been dead by now anyway, so I don't care.
If anyone wants a dope Twitter meme, you can just put a poppy on a picture of Drake and then post champagne poppy.
That's a really good username. And
yeah,
as I try to
that's
farm
almost
engagement.
as good as fucking Christy Yamaguchi Main or
in the Champagne region. That was one of the places they fought.
Yeah,
so it's pretty smart as well.
I know. I said it.
The other Steven TV thing, he has One reply to Melanie Mack in the last week.
Well, they've all sort of moved. He's moved
sexed.
on to a few other women.
Yeah, there's this lady Beep.
Yeah.
Krista Nova. Yeah.
It's cool to know all this.
This guy Black Garrett.
So I think he just wasn't getting the well, because what was it? Melanie unfollowed him a while ago.
What?
That was a while ago because he.
I think it was a long time ago. It might have been before we found him.
Before we found them.
Someone might have just searched it.
He was like, "Oh, I used to be able to DM you, and now I can't."
Oh yeah, I remember
that's
that.
the thing.
Yeah,
that's why all this stuff exists, because these guys can never lock their accounts. They can never make a private account because Melanie will not follow their locked account, because then they'll be able to DM her. So they have to have a public account so they can @her all day long.
That's where it all came from, because we were looking at Melanie Mack, and then we'd see like Steven TV, and then he was the intro to like the Meliverse, and now we've got so many more interesting characters.
It seems to me that if you're only on a website to talk to one person, and that one person goes out of their way to not let you talk to them privately one-on-one, something's wrong.
Well, actually, to me, I think you would have to create multiple accounts and then keep messaging them in different avenues. Maybe go into a Discord, get banned from that Discord, ask people from that Discord to invite you back into that Discord. See, you can't just give up. You can't just quit, right?
This is... Talk about Big Tonk Mac, or whatever his name is. Codename Tonk Mac.
Hugga.
You can't figure it out.
Hugga. I think we should have panels like that.
We should do a debate stream.
Yeah.
I
think we should have Brandy Love on, and we can call her a slut and a bitch.
The early days of our stream, a lot of people would reach out to the Twitter account and be like, "We'd love to have you on a debate stream." And you go to those accounts and they have like 400 followers on Twitter.
I bet you would like that.
And it was always funny to be like, "Yeah, we'll send Chet your way."
But I would love to debate those people.
I would watch most of them, and I would just be like, they're well-meaning, and I don't want to fuck with them. That's not nice.
Yeah, they're just, It's not worth being mean.
No, exactly.
But you also don't want to do it.
But all the really annoying ones, not gonna name names. It'd be fun to be like, all right, I'm joining the Discord call, and there's just a little kid sitting there playing a game with a webcam on with no sound.
Because I think
that's the debate.
Yeah. The only funny thing that you could do has already been done, and that's when Charlie was like, "You can come on here and shoot me," and then everybody got all mad at him because he kept inviting people to shoot him.
It's also funny to porn bomb someone's stream if you have an opportunity to do that. Like if you get invited on the train wrecks, or what's the guy who does the
Fresh and Fit?
Austin.
Oh, Austin.
Or Fresh and Fit.
No,
any show where they do debate panels.
He does stopped doing that? He does actual shows now, in person, that are sold out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I haven't kept up with it too much.
He's no longer faking being an Indian guy. He's back to being a gay Lebanese man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, they're basically Indian. They're Asian.
W. Raj.
Okay.
I think it's close enough. I'm gonna say it's close enough.
I'm calling it.
I won't dead name him, Austin. I'm calling it dead naming. It's fucking stupid.
But it is funny to put Goatsy on your cam and go on one of those streams.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of funny things to do, but with all those ones in particular that ever reached out, I would watch them and be like, well, that wouldn't be nice. That wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
It'd just be mean to people who are well-meaning.
Cruel.
Yeah, but to do it, I mean, I would love to get.
But if you were on Destiny's stream,
oh well, yeah, exactly. That's different.
Absolutely,
if I was on the
flashing Goatsy,
if I was
on
that Melanie Mac, Chrissy Mayer stream, absolutely, I am just
instantly get all their shit taken down. Just cause them a headache for a week.
I would have my picture background be Goatsy, but my head's perfectly in front of anything showing it. You could just barely see that it is Goatsy.
Yeah, they're just hoping you don't sneeze.
Playing a movie behind me as my background on Discord.
We're watching Avengers.
And then getting up, just putting on the Avengers and getting up and leaving.
Playing a lingle link in the back.
Having a live MMA match. This is your cam background.
Oh, damn.
Yo, what's that? Oh, no, I'm just helping people if they're...
The Super Bowl.
Yes.
You can do that on Kick.
play.
Yeah, you
True.
could. Well, the first year.
Nothing happened to them at all, though. That's so crazy.
I know. Of course, nothing happened to them.
Probably because like back then there was no phone number to call or anything. It was like, we're new.
Yeah, it got sent to KIK.
They're like, we'll take care of it.
Okay.
Not even the worst
someone's
thing
streaming the Super Bowl on this. Okay.
So if I make a site called Kick, same name as Kick, and also have a green logo.
Yeah, you can't come up with a new word.
Oh, they already own that word. That's the thing. And steak and kick and fuck other.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, they also chose steak, but like someone else, like steak already exists, right?
Yeah,
it's a food.
But they spelled it different.
Yeah, I know, but just like they spelled kick different than kick.
Yep.
No, they didn't.
It came before.
Kick was K-I-K.
That's true. Then they had to add the C.
Kick was K. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But they still need to add a W. They should call it Wick.
The W is Aiden Ross signing with them.
It should be Wick.com because it's like John Wick, and they're adding the W.
So stupid. Wick.com is John Wick.
And they could say it used to be Lick, and they changed it to Wick.
Lick.
It used to be Lick.com, and they changed it to Wick because they changed the L to a W. That's what they told me.
It used to be Click.com. Then once they got enough clicks on it, they changed to Kick.
Everybody thought it was Cuck.com because it was all caps. They had to change it. Plus, they got sued by Will Smith.
It's Click.
Oh, guys.
Yes.
Breaking news. Will Smith, just Chris Rock.
No!
Damn. I wish I could get that on a sticker.
No!
Hey, Will Smith.
Again.
Hey, Will Smith just slapped Kid Rock, and only God knows why.
When you said that, I really wish that is actually what would have happened because I wanted to see like all those Facebook group guys just getting so mad at Will Smith for slapping Kid Rock. See how many people from like Hamilton would be like putting that as their profile like banner. I stand with Kid Rock. You cannot slap a man.
You know what Chris Rock should have done?
What's that?
He should have gone behind what's her name? I forget her name now. Mrs. Smith, Jada, and put a weave on her head and then snatched it.
Jesse Pinkman Smith? That's her name?
Jesse Pinkman Smith.
Yeah.
That's right. What he should have done is shoot Will Smith dead on the stage.
Yeah. I think they should have had sex with each other. I think Will Smith should have taken a big piece of poop and shoved it into Chris Rock's penis.
There's a word for that.
And then try to make him come and shoot the poop out.
It's called stinking.
Hey, I heard the next
sort of like
COVID might make that happen.
Yeah, he probably had COVID, which is why they made him do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he had to do that.
That's something that happened on TV.
I heard the next vaccine for COVID is sticking a piece of poop up your pee hole.
I heard it has poop in it.
You hear the teens on TikTok are getting nostalgia for the first strain of COVID and they're sending it to each other?
Oh, that's good.
That's cute. They want the one where you don't have any taste.
Yeah, they're exhuming graves. Mm-hmm. They're exhuming graves from March 2020.
So fucking gross.
Digging up your great aunt, just taking pieces of her skin, putting it in your friend's food. I just gave you Gen 1 COVID.
Lingle
Gen
job.
1. I love my Gen 1 COVID.
It would be awesome to loot a grave. It's too bad there's nothing cool down there anymore.
Well, that's not true. There's fingernails, there's hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Jewelry.
You can get some hair.
Yeah,
donating dead people's hair to Locks for Love.
Showing up with like at the top of a scalp with a bunch.
That's probably actually happened, right?
It's all dried and it looks like rotisserie chicken skin stuck to it.
Ew.
I got you guys some hair.
Now it's for love.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers.
Now I want that really nice, chewy teriyaki beef jerky. It's like just nice and thin.
Yeah, bacon strip.
Another thing I would love to do is loot a battlefield.
Really good.
Oh, you get so many cool swords, Alex.
Yeah, like
maces.
Have you guys ever looted a battlefield?
Only after my victories.
I tried to do it at Gettysburg and they yelled at me because I had a shovel.
Trying to sneak a fucking metal detector and a shovel into
bringing
Gettysburg.
a metal detector. Oh, there's some cool stuff.
You're just out there digging, making a big hole.
Just
I'm starting a museum.
Just
what are you looking for? Dead bodies.
Arguing with them. It's so fucking stupid. I'm not going to
looking
use
for
it.
hair for charity.
I'm not going to use it. I'm just carrying it. Who says I'm going to use it?
I don't want to walk back to the car. I'm not going to use it.
Just let me
I am
in.
trying to find dead guys for hair charity.
Try it.
Scotty.
I heard there's some hair here.
Scotty
They wouldn't
fucking
let me pick up cans anymore because they said they brought them back too sticky and stinky.
Scotty donates his hair to Locks for Love, and they call the FBI. Like, I think someone sent us a corpse's hair.
Yeah, there's some guy going around digging up graves and mailing it to Locks for Love for some reason, even though he doesn't benefit in any way.
Some guy's threatening us.
Remember that news story about the great clips that threw out all the Locks for Love hair? Like they did a donation drive where you got like a half price off haircut and you donated
that's like
it.
when mailmen get arrested for keeping people's mail for like 30 years. And
Yeah, they just bring the mail to their house and go to sleep.
How do you have that job, dog?
Yeah, no one. I guess people just figure, oh, it got lost in the mail.
There was one guy
I don't
who
get
had
mail
all the-
much anymore.
There was one guy that had everything like organized in boxes. Like, that's theirs. That's theirs.
I'm gonna bring it back someday.
Oh, it's just really embarrassing.
Yeah, but I bet that felt really good for all those people to eventually get your mail.
Yeah, he never went through it. You know what, though? I'd still read people's... Because back in the day, if someone got a magazine delivered, it would just have their address on it and it'd be right there. You could just read it. They'd take the plastic off.
Doxed.
Yep.
The mailman is doxing me.
Remember at the doctor's office how they would cut off the address because it would usually be from their home? But you find one with the address and be like, ha! Bring
Yeah,
it
I
to the
got
counter,
you.
Gotcha. Then rip it off yourself and put it in your pocket and wink.
Once Google Maps comes out, I'm gonna get to find out my dentist has a nice house. It's worth $600,000.
Yep. Speaking of that, I found Jesse Waters, the really ugly guy from Fox News. It looks like even more Republican Glenn Greenwald.
There are uglier guys on there.
Yeah, but
somebody
he's
likes
probably
Jesse.
He's probably one of the nastiest.
I fucked him. I bent him over and fucked him.
He's probably one of the nastiest. Anyway, I found his address because somebody posted an article about his new house in New Jersey, and did he buy? Is he the one that bought it in Maine? No, he was New Jersey. Anyway, he bought what is probably the most slave owner looking house that you could find north of the Mason-Dixon line. It's very impressive. And they're like, they removed the address on the article for privacy reasons. I'm like, fuck Jesse Waters. All you have to do if you ever need to find someone like Jesse Waters' house is you search the town, the amount they say it was sold for, and they always report the exact square footage in the article, thinking that's definitely not going to bring us back to this house. And it's
in the
so easy
newspaper.
to find after that. Yep.
They have to report it in the newspaper.
Yep.
Wow, that is I didn't know they built houses like that in New Jersey.
I know.
Who built that?
It's racist.
It does look nice inside. Like I do like old house design.
Not anymore. He fucking chews tobacco and spits on the floor in there, I heard.
I don't like the outside where it looks like the Braithwaite mansion.
Yeah, it looks like the fucking help happy to be in there some parts of the day.
It looks like you can't let a lingle in the yard because he'll dig up slave bones. And then you have to let a museum come over. You have to let the University of Virginia dig up all your shit, and then they have to eminent domain the whole thing.
I was thinking about that recently, how they got all of our best shit at the museums right in the Capitol. So in case anyone's gonna come back for it, just come fucking get it. You know where it is. It's so annoying. Haul it all the way over here. Crying out loud. Dude, speaking of that, that YouTuber Ellie from Russia, really good channel. She recently went to this super far Arctic Circle town to do some like plastic waste cleanup with the RGO. It's I forget the Russian name for it, but in Russian it stands for I think it's just Russian Geographical Objective or something. But anyway, it's just this geographical society that goes around doing like environmental work. It's pretty cool. They get to go to a lot of places where normal people don't. And one of the places she got to go to was this this mammoth museum that's in the permafrost right up on the Arctic Circle, and she was petting the whole mammoth. She was just petting the fur, and the whole thing is just there in the ice, and they carved out like tunnels in there to walk through. I don't even think it's open to the public, but it's like the RGO people can go there. Really good video, pretty sweet.
I wish it was
that's crazy to think about. All that shit that they pull out of the permafrost, like the giant horse fawns, the calves, the giant cow calves too, where they look like a calf you would see on a farm today, but they're the size of like our bowls. Like Jesus
there was some
Christ.
insanely OP loot.
Yeah.
In the Ice Age.
Dude,
and
North America.
We kind of overfarmed the loot, but
North America
I don't
has
blame
insane
people.
megafauna. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, the Native Americans got over there and they saw these huge animals.
Do you know something I found out just recently I wasn't aware of? Europe has bison, and I thought those were only American, and they don't have many though.
Well, they're a different kind, right?
They're a little bit smaller, but they look pretty much similar.
Where
they
in
look
Europe?
kind of like scragglier. Weirdly, they're at the border forest, one of the last primeval forests in the world, on the border of Poland and Belarus.
Okay.
And there's only like
that makes
600
sense.
left, and they're super protected now, which is good because they got like overhunted like they did here.
And there are muskox in Russia. Those are cool.
They got what now? Muskox? Hold on a minute.
Hey,
Hold
Grimes
on.
would
Oh,
probably
hell
like
nah.
those. Grimes would probably fucking like a little muskox.
Oh,
Huh?
shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she
Right?
was attracted to his cock primarily. She married him for his cock.
And he married her for her ideas.
Well, that's true.
right.
I mean, she had a baby with him, so
Yep.
It's true.
Ugh.
at least one baby that we know of.
Ugh.
Did you see that thing's name?
Hey, I can't even pronounce it. That's
Yeah,
how
I can't even
crazy-
pronounce it.
They used to have letting white women name kids. I'm becoming unk. Gat!
Unk Mike.
Dude, you know there used to be a ship in the Navy called the USS Gat?
Yeah, nice.
G-Y-A-T-T. Isn't that sick? Pretty good.
Where is it on? Is it on display anywhere
And
in a museum?
there's also a no, I only saw it because somebody made a joke earlier. There's the USS Gat, and then there's another sort of military. It was a system called the Skibbity system, spelled the same way as
Skibbity.
Skibbity toilet.
Skibbity.
No way.
Skibbity.
Skibbity.
I'll,
Skibbity.
I'm not be able to find it now, but
I hope the Skibbity toilet movie is better than the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Did you watch
True.
the Five Nights at Freddy's movie?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't very good.
I didn't think
It does kind of explain the lore a little bit, but
I never
I was
played
hoping to
Five
see
Nights
more
at
of Freddy,
Freddy's.
more violence. Yeah, I've never played the game, so I had to look up the lore.
that's crazy. You saw the movie without playing the game.
Yeah,
you know, I would.
Yeah, someone was streaming it in Discord.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it's not like you went to the theater. That's fine then.
No, it was just on, and I had
Well,
it
because
on
I
the
think
other
it was
screen,
on
but
Peacock, right?
it got pretty bad reviews.
Somebody in our Discord was doing a cam live from their phone in Discord.
It was in the theater.
It
gets shut down halfway through.
oh yeah, we're all in Lingle Cord.
Yeah, we did get purchased by Lingle Corp, so that tracks. We have camera
all the
guys
sounds
everywhere.
on Lingle Cord's all the sounds on the soundboard on Lingle Cord are like
You can't turn up the
Yeah.
the voice volume.
It is kind of interesting to think about how the Five Nights at Freddy's concept is basically Chuck E. Cheese nostalgia, which is such a millennial thing.
Five
Even
Nights
Gen
at
X,
Freddy's?
maybe.
Hey,
It's a
that's
very
what,
elder millennial thing, but it's a Zoomer Gen Alpha game. Interesting.
I hope Freddy does a collab with Five Nights at Freddy's. Freddy Foodie King.
That would be.
Well,
We call it Six Nights at Freddy's with
but like
Freddy Foodie King.
fucking talk about like millennial nostalgia. If you're a millennial, you're probably too young to like grow up on NES, but I think there's still like a
I grew up
nostalgia
on it.
for that.
That's what I
Yeah.
grew up on.
I grew up on it. I think I played NES way longer than a lot of people because we never got Super Nintendo or Genesis in the house, and then we went straight to PlayStation 1. So I was playing that shit, to be honest.
When did N64 come out? It was like 96, right?
Well,
one-
but like,
Which
because
one? 64?
my first system was
95
Yeah.
or 96, yeah.
96, yeah.
My first system
And then
was the
SNES
NES.
was 1990, so it was like the
Yeah.
year I was born.
But I got all those. I got the NES from my cousin when he got a Super Nintendo.
Oh, you're
and then
welcome.
I forget that. Thank you. And then I forget who gave me a Genesis. But then like we had that, and I think same cousin might have given it to me. And then I got like the 64 when I was like in second grade, like a year or two after it came out. For my
I had them
birthday.
all when I was born.
So,
Wow.
we were poor, first of all. So it's like Alex
Yeah.
said, like, you already have a Nintendo. And it's like,
Yeah.
this is old.
Yeah. People didn't even understand that Super Nintendo wasn't like an upgrade for the Nintendo.
And
They're
then,
like a new version. People still don't really understand. Like with the Wii U, a lot of people thought the Wii U was an add-on for the Wii, so they didn't want to buy it.
true.
The Wii works fine.
No, the Wii U sounds like they're going to teach me shit. I want to learn on my games. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's like
I'll go to
PragerU.
school.
I'm afraid it's going to make me racist, like PragerU. That's what everyone said, even though that wasn't out yet.
No, only Steam Deck makes you racist. That's just a little joke. Everyone that know that a Steam Deck likes it, and they're not racist mostly. Pretty good.
As far as we know.
How do you know?
Except Felix.
Well, we didn't get a Sega either, even though we loved it because I had teen aunts and uncles at the time, like the kind of aunts and uncles that are just a few years older, and at my grandma's house they had a Genesis and an NES, or a SNES. So the way my parents thought is like, why would we buy one if there's already one we can go, you know?
It's so fucked up.
Anyway.
It's so fucking stupid.
It's fine though, because
it's bullshit.
It's one of those things where you immediately go straight to the basement when you go to grandma's, and then it's Mortal Kombat time for the next 3-4 hours.
We had we didn't have Mortal Kombat, but we had Eternal Champions.
Oh, and Echo the Dolphin.
Genesis only fighting game.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's like it's very it's a deep cut, and like they're all the like fighters came back to Earth to like fight in like this tournament, and like it doesn't really exist anywhere else, and nobody really played it, but it was just like kind of like a knockoff of Street Fighter.
Motor Comeback?
And Motor Comeback, yeah. But it was fun. Like but then my grandma had like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3, and then Vector Man was another big
I remember the coolest shit ever was right after my dad got out of the military, we went to my aunt and uncle had just bought a house that they still have now. It's like right when they built it or something. And we went there, and my uncle was like, "Oh, you guys want to see something cool?" And he went upstairs and brought down this little console. I'd never seen it, and it was a Sega Saturn. And then we played that shit.
That's cool.
Great. That was right after it came out too. It's crazy.
Because we didn't
really know Virtua Fighter was on, right?
Out for a couple years, yeah.
I think it was 94.
That's what I played too. Yeah, this would have been a few years after, but I hadn't even seen one or heard of them at that point. Because I mean, I didn't really.
Sega took some L's. They didn't time stuff right. But I guess they were the first people making those mistakes. There wasn't really a track record to not put out a system competing with like the GameCube.
We talked about that before. Game Gear was so fucking cool, but you had to play with that plugged in the wall, or else you're gonna have
it took
mortgage on batteries.
8 batteries, and then like died after like 2 hours.
Were they C's or triple A's?
I think they were double A's or triple A's.
I think it was double A's.
Double A's.
Everything was double A's.
Game
Boy was 4 double A's.
Game Boy Pocket was triple A's.
Yeah, 2 triple A's. Yeah. Game Boy Color was 2 double A's.
Yes.
Game Boy Advance was 2 double A's. Game Boy Advance SP had a built-in battery pack.
Whoa.
So did the DS and the 3DS.
Every system from henceforth.
My Nintendo Switch has 4 double A batteries.
Game Gear.
Yeah, I want that version.
Somebody's selling a Sega Game Gear power back battery. I didn't even know those existed. They had power backs that you could plug, like you could charge to the wall, then it has like a 2-hour life or something. That's crazy.
Yeah, it would add like 8 pounds to it.
It would, but it's probably only $30. Seems like
that's
it'd be
not
more.
bad. The problem,
if it works, that's an old battery.
The American market for like a lot of that stuff, and honestly, like you only get it because it's like nostalgic and it's like kind of cool to like have. Because most of the games you'd play for like 10 seconds. As like on the Switch, they have like the NES, Super NES, and like N64, and most of those games you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. You play it, and you go, oh damn, this kind of sucks. I'm gonna play something else.
That's really what they're counting on. Like most people who buy Super Mario World on the Virtual Console, they don't beat it. They play it once, but you still get the $5 every time.
Though the Game Gear was designed to be technologically superior to the Game Boy, its design came at a cost of battery life. Whereas the Game Boy could run for more than 30 hours on 4 AA batteries, the Game Gear required 6 AA batteries and had a life of 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah, there just really isn't a market for that because kids couldn't afford that stuff.
Bro, I remember it being bad, but not that bad. Like I thought my mind was exaggerating it, but I was like, nope. We really did put some AAA we put those batteries into that one day. 6 AA's, man.
Yeah, it was brutal. Like, kids could not afford the batteries. You couldn't convince your parents.
That's like $5.99 in the 90s.
But if you're an adult, why would you even want that? Is the thing. Like, why would you want a handheld that's got you have to have an additional battery pack. You have to plug it into the wall. Like, you might as well just play Genesis, which has better graphics for the same games.
Relatives that they just bought whatever new gadget came out for so many years. That's how the 90s were. If you had 90s money.
It was kind of a proto-Switch thing because the Game Gear was almost like 1-to-1 with the Genesis. It was almost like a portable Genesis that you could take around, which is the Switch concept now. It's like second nature. I'm sure you can play it handheld or you can play it on a TV.
I'm sure there's still many of these people that exist, but you remember when people really cared about how big and flat their TV was?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the big projection TVs.
Oh God!
How many people's dads threw out their back permanently trying to get one of those in or out of the house?
If you didn't have wheels on those, you're fucked.
Yeah, you have to have it on a cart.
Some of them have little wheels already in them.
My wife's parents, they had like a 70-inch that they got like so long ago, and when they moved out of their house, they were like, we had to like help them, and we had to like take it apart in like pieces. And like nobody wants it. You can't do anything with it.
No,
you have to smash it with a hammer,
basically. But it like separated into like 4 different pieces from the base, and then like you just had like the screen.
It's like having a piano in your house.
You guys ever get to throw any of those the old vacuum tube computers from like late 70s or mid 80s just in the trash, like in a dumpster?
No, not the computers.
That was so sick.
When I was a janitor at my high school, we would take the lights and we'd smash them, fight with them, and then just break them.
The fluorescent lights with mercury in them.
Chet tried to break some of those recently, and they didn't even break.
I was so fucking pissed. I still am pissed about that.
Chet tried to spike one of those into the garbage can, and just like fucking fell on the cardboard. And was like, not broken. And Chet's like, what the fuck?
It's too deep to get back in there to get it too.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling.
It was a clean hit on the back too.
Yeah, I like breaking LEDs.
Shit's awesome.
I like breaking light bulbs in my house.
Light bulbs in general. I like just smashing them. Any glass, really.
Yeah, any glass.
I like smashing the windows in my own house with a baseball.
When I was a custodian at the school district, in the summer we'd be replacing all the lights. That was the worst fucking job because you're just thinking about your posture all day of unscrewing those fucking lights, and they don't give you proper tools, so you're just dragging a ladder around instead of having like a lift cart or something. Really awesome. And I always dreaded that day, but I always got to take out like a giant cart just full of like 100 bulbs, and I went to town.
Mm-hmm.
Just javelin.
It all pays off. It all pays off.
And by the end, there's just this fine white snow that's just this. It's like 6 inches of glass just sitting in the dumpster, and I'm like, that's so beautiful.
When I worked at the grocery store, I did like dairy and produce and stuff, and like all the stuff that went bad that you can't like send out. They just
you pour the milk on the ground.
You throw it in the compactor, and you just like you have a dozen eggs that are bad, and you're like, well, let me just throw 12 eggs inside the compactor.
That's nasty.
Gross.
It was funny.
So fun.
And then I did that at Target too for anything that just went bad. It was like it's like 10 o'clock, 10:30 when we're like closing up, and she's like, well, we're going back. You want to throw eggs into the compactor? It's like, yeah, let's do that.
You want to throw eggs at our own cars?
I remember when I was a teen, I had a pretty good arm. So when I finally got to egg something, I was so disappointed at how you actually had to like baby them when you threw, because I would like whip it and just fucking break in my hand. Just throwing like.
See the tomatoes were so fun to throw.
Tomatoes were the goats, but
because like
now I feel bad thinking about any of that. I'm like, oh, I could have eaten all that.
Yeah. Well, like it was all bad. Like we were just
fat guy regrets. I wish I didn't throw that food when I was younger. I'm so hungry.
It was just like clearly rotten stuff, but then like you had like the milk and it just stunk. And so you would just open the cap and then you grab like for like one of the smaller ones and you grab it and just like toss it in there and the milk would just splash around.
We used to do stupid fucking shit like go to the apple orchard and be throwing these rotten apples full of bees at each other until someone got really hurt.
Oh yeah, our soccer field that we practice on by my grade school just had a few crabapple trees, and that was just what you did.
Those are dangerous. You can't plant those around a school.
You just it's like throw. Well, we also had Buckeyes. We had Buckeyes and pine cones on our schoolyard, and like
Buckeyes are so bad too because they get put in snowballs.
Our recess was just like who can like hurt each other the most.
Yep.
You would just find pine cones and Buckeyes and just like swing them at each other, and that for like 45 minutes. All right, recess is over.
That's what we do. Like you get hit with an apple, and you look down, and it would just be stuck because it would like hit you, but it'd be so soft, and there's just bees crawling out of you. Like awesome.
Oh, that's horrible.
Good times, but the cider was so worth it.
I went to an apple orchard last year, and it was so nice.
I remember we literally did that the day after we invaded Iraq. In March.
You did?
March 2003. No, my country.
Okay.
That turned out to be an apple with bees in it too.
We were at an orchard, picking apples,
celebrating.
Around there. It was that spring, I think. Yeah.
You weren't watching Shock and Awe on CNN?
No, Shock and Awe.
That's so weird to think about. Like,
do you know where
hindsight?
Shock and Awe was playing on television when it was happening? My cousin Thomas's 4th birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. That's where I was during Shock and Awe. I was one of those. I was too old then also, but I was helping everyone out, you know. aka playing all the games but being too old for it. I was vincing out.
Getting tickets and being like, there you go.
Yep, climbing up the skee ball and just dropping all in the 100. Damn, I'm good.
All the bad kid stuff.
And then if
That
they
place
said
was
anything,
cool,
I'd be
but
like,
I wish it was scary.
They came out to me, they're like, sir, you can't cheat the machine like that. I'm like, we're invading Iraq right now on zero premises. We have no right to do this.
We're in a war.
I was just a kid. Lefties who lies about it. I had a really conservative Republican family, but for some reason I knew what was going on.
When I was 11,
all your younger siblings clapped.
I actually did know not long after that, though, just because one of the guys I thought was the coolest guy ever online was like pretty lib. He was like this lib student from Anchorage, and he was basically like, the war's bullshit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Then I'm like, wait a minute.
Fuck you. Why don't you go enlist in it?
But why? I'm listening. I think
it should only be people against the war who are sent to fight it. That's how we're gonna win.
All right, all the reply guys on Twitter.
If you can't get behind our troops, you got to stand in front of them, and the whole army is going to be conscientious objectors.
I love
and we'll see what happens.
The blue check marks when someone's like, ceasefire in Gaza now, and somebody reply and be like, if you love Palestine so much, you go there. It's like, dude, it's not what I'm fucking saying.
It's too hot.
That is what some counter protesters were cheering at the first demonstration I went to. Is like, go back to your country.
Okay.
What is that even?
I'm there, bitch.
Yeah. Can I see your 23andMe, by the way? You really from there? You really from that region? Let's see.
I just, you know what? No more war ever. How about that?
Oh, come on.
I've been working
what are they
going
to make games about?
I've been fucking working on that. It's stressing me out, but I feel like people
I got
keep
something
fighting.
cooking. I got something cooking.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Watch this space. Big things coming.
It's a special Fortnite creative mode coming out.
Yeah, I think maybe India versus Pakistan and Bangladesh, maybe that could kick off again.
You know what I think
There's
they should
some lingering tension there.
They should bring back, just because of the name, they should bring back World Peace. And this time around, they just kill Sam Hyde on it on TV.
I thought you were talking about like Meta World Peace, like Ron Artest. He used to make a comeback in the NBA.
No, the new Meta World
Clippers.
The new Meta World Peace is our Turkish man Freedom and his freedom.
Oh yeah, he got unfairly banned from the NBA for being really bad.
Yep. They're like, wow, you don't like what I'm saying? Well, fuck you.
Simply,
go look at his fucking stat line for the last 2 seasons of his career.
Like one of the worst defenders. One of the worst defenders that's ever been in the NBA.
Yeah, he has some very impressive.
6'11".
I remember seeing pictures of like just individual games when he was covering certain players, and it'd be like, here's the parts of the court where he was covered by Conter, and here's where he made the shots, and it's just all green from like every single part. Like, you couldn't stop him anywhere. It's amazing. There's some great fail compilations of him too, of just being dog shit. Those are great.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't allowed to.
He reminds me of the old Tony Snell picks. Tony Snell, the 29 minutes 0-0-0-0 stat line. So fucking good. He did that again, by the way. Tony Snell did years later after the legendary one that people always used for quote tweets. He had another like even longer game with like 1 point or one assist or something and nothing else. I don't know. It's good shit. Someone's trying to beat that. Someone's trying to play the whole game and do nothing.
Enos wasn't allowed to play in college at Kentucky because he accepted money.
I didn't know that.
Fact. Yeah,
he's a fucking sellout.
I didn't know he was a fucking wow.
Because he went third in the 2011 because Kyrie went first. Then it was the guy from Arizona, Derek, I think, and then Enos, and then Tristan Thompson went fourth at the Cavs.
I got drafted. They made a clerical error.
I don't think you got drafted. I don't think you did. I think you're fucking lying.
I got drafted in the NBA.
Derek Williams.
We're all too old to be drafted now. Who'd the Pistons take in 2011?
2011 Pistons. Let's look. Oh, they took Brandon Knight. That's right.
That's
because
right. That's what I thought.
A lot of talk with the Cavs was like, oh, let's take Derek Williams first and then Brandon Knight fourth. And you know what? Guess what?
I was really involved in the NBA draft for no reason, just because I would hear the fucking... Now, there's a sports guy on Detroit radio named Pat Caputo, and he talks like this, and he gets really off track and starts talking about, now, you ever date black girls?
That sounds like a Koa character.
He basically is, man. And he always talks about Now, I don't live in Detroit like you guys. I live a little further up north. I live in Lake Orion. It should be called Lake Orion, but they call it Orion because they're Michigan Hicks, and they always have called it that. That's my grandma lives too. It's like, and it's always vacation up in Lake Orion, Michigan. Always vacation up there. He's one of those guys that's like, why would I ever go anywhere else? I live in heaven.
I think I'm going to sell a self-help book, and it's called The 5-Minute Vacation. And when you open it up, it tells you to smoke crack.
Oh, man.
That's more than 5 minutes, right?
I used to get on, when we used to do the Skype prank calls, I'd be like, yeah, Bacaputo, go ahead. We'd call it, and then people would be like, wait, what? You called me. Bacaputo 971, go ahead.
What about 7 hours in heaven, and it's teaching how to set up a goon station? So you can goon
Well, why is it
7
limited to 7 hours?
Well, I'm just because 7 sounds
We never
nice.
owned
It's
a
a
goon
holy
station.
number.
We were poor.
Yeah, never had to share a goon station.
Too many
with
batteries.
You ever walked in on your dad's goon station?
We went to my grandma's house and straight to the basement to the goon station.
Dude, my uncle had goon gear.
Goon gear.
20 different monitors with porn playing.
The goon gear.
All run on
He had little
double
porno
batteries.
cartridges, but you can only watch them for 10 minutes before the batteries ran out.
Oh, I need a goon gear.
Why are you watching so many at once? I don't know.
Well, it's cool. I don't know what to look
Well,
at.
because I got 20 screens,
What if I get bored of one of them and I want to look at the
but
other?
I don't want to change it, even though I'm right here.
I need to scan it with my eyes. It's also practice for FPSs. So you can scan
True.
back and forth, identify, hole,
Oh,
hole,
that's
penis,
true.
penis, hole, penis.
It is confusing when you're playing a game, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, your
It's sort of
call
the-
outs.
It's kind of the sort of thing where I want to know the psychology behind like gooning in the goon cave thing, which by the way, I want to point out we were talking about way before it became popular to talk about
of
it.
course, yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why-
I'm sick
I
of
just
hearing
wanna say
about it
that.
now. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to, but people use it as a joke, and it's like,
Cuck.
yeah, it's like cuck. It's like, it's Reddit to talk about it.
Right. And we've been making this joke though since Gooner Chima days,
Yeah.
where we were like,
Yeah,
you
it's been
jacked
around for a
off-
long time,
You
but
jack
it
off to
broke
multiple
containment.
screens all day, and simply ignoring what Gooner really means in the UK.
Yeah, a bloody fan of Arsenal.
When wet sagging goes viral, I'm gonna lose my shit. I've been talking about it forever. These guys, they dip their jeans into fountains and ponds. They hump the rocks. Come on, it's been around.
Those guys are nasty. Like
Those guys are
it's
cool.
just
Come on,
so
don't-
There's going to be a
exhausting.
wet sagger president.
I'm exhausted
One
thinking about
day.
trying to peel off some wet jeans, man. I hate that feeling.
It's
Fuck
so
that shit.
cool. Just
You ever get
going in
caught in, like,
public.
You ever get caught in the rain while you're wearing jeans, and later you got to take
Yeah.
them off, and then
Yeah, it's so
the next
fucking
day they're
hot.
just rolled up and hard,
Yeah, it's
but they're
sexy.
not.
It's so
dry yet
fucking
either.
hot and sexy when your
Yeah.
jeans are wet.
Yeah. Yep.
And it
It's
stinks.
like the hottest thing.
Just my
Oh,
jeans stink for a while.
Have you ever had to
now.
roll down wet jeans to shit and then try to get them back on?
Oh yeah, it's really hot.
That reminds
I
me.
just-
That shit's really hot and it makes me really horny.
Alex is fucking hard as shit right now. Think about this.
Thinking about taking off a wet pair of pants.
Alex is like, what the hell? Now I get it. Jesus.
Oh, damn, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's
This is actually
incredible.
really cool.
That's great stuff.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll send you some accounts to follow.
Oh,
Just getting into that, seeing like, wow, stepping on baby food peas with your feet. That's really sexy. That's really sexy to see a guy do that on YouTube. That's
hey,
hot.
are those Nike Free Run 5.0s? You should put some mustard on those and get in that fountain before I kill you. That's that French guy. All right. Hey, check out all that stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out.
Check out Kick and Kick.
That's
right.
Or I like to call it ick, right? Based
Hey,
off who's on
yeah.
there.
Check out fuck.com.
Yep.
All right. We love you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Peace.